So today we're doing an update on the N-Scale Model Railroad. This is a April 2025 update. The last update was mid-March. So, been working on track. I've got this little section right here yet to do. I've got to build a bridge, 3D print, and it'll be similar to this guy here. Crossing over, and then my 3D printer's down right now, so I gotta fix that. That's a critical spot. And then over here on the yard, on the main line from here on around to that point there, and then I'll have the main loop complete, and then I can finish the yard. Got two reverse loops, one starting here coming in, and this one right here going back over across that second bridge over there, connecting back there. I've been test running trains. I've got some glue on the track here and there, so may hesitate or slow down or whatever. I got a couple rough spots on the track that I've noticed I need to work on. Occasionally I'll hit a rock or something in there, and I got one spot where there's a little bit of a rise in the ballast. I gotta clean that up, but for the most part this is going to be a desert scene. There's some glue on the track. Desert scene here. This is the lizard litter I was telling you about previously. That's what I'm using for the gravel, desert floor. I'll put green, like scraggly plants, cactus and stuff in there, so it'll look pretty good when it's done. And then this side, of course, is a Rocky Mountain side. It's just 3 layers of foam, and I hacked at it with a screwdriver and a knife, and turned out okay. I've seen better, I've seen worse. I've done better, I've done worse. But a lot different than the 3D print. Here's a typical 3D print. One, it's tons faster, and two, I think effectively it's just as good in some regards. So this is like I said, it's a 3-inch drop from down here, roughly the end of right here. It starts dropping, and it finishes dropping right down here at this point, about 15 foot to go 3 inches. It's a 1.8% grade. Like I said, I just finished this section of track here, so I can make most of the loop. And then once I get it complete, then, one lap of a train, it'll pass, let's just say, this reference point 4 times before it hits that first lap. So I could run probably 6 trains on here without a problem. I had a similar size layout, but 2 individual loops, and I ran 6 trains all the time. This would be a little more challenging because you got to keep them spaced, but there's enough track here. 2 loops probably isn't going to be, or 6 trains probably isn't going to be much of a problem. I know my NCE Pro Cab can handle it. I've done it before. And then I've got this power cab. Well, the power cab I'll use for the top level here, where I'll run 2 trains at a time, and because that's all it can handle. And then I'll run 2 trains up here, and then the DC train. I'll go ahead and power him on while we're sitting here. So the DC commuter trains up here, these guys will take off and go. There he is. And I got another DC train down here who's just on a loop. He's just on a loop around this 10-foot loop right here. Maybe it's a little bigger. Commuter train going through the switch, the common switch it shares with this other commuter train. You see him accelerating down the hill. He's also got a 3-inch rise. His 3-inch ends here. Begins back over there about where the switch is. And then it starts back up on a partial rise on the other side after it crosses the bridge. And, you know, solar power only works when it's strong enough to overcome the gears, but you give it a help and it'll go and just keep going. So he'll stop down there at the station. There's electric eyes in that concrete there that he's in front of right now. It'll switch the polarity. He'll come back. You see the eyes over there? He'll come back. Same route. Just reverse loop here. Oh, I better shut that lower train off because he's going to run out of track here in a minute. All right, so he's shut off. Got my old riverbed here. This is just in the ocean here too. It's just like tissue paper wadded up to make the waves and the ripples, and then painted, you know, glued and then painted, and then that's a clear varnish. I need to, you know, you can tell I wet it and it cleans it. It's got dust on it. But, so you see the commuter train going, the bullet train in this case. And I told you before, this side of this post is going to be a shiny city, brand new, glitzy. And the other side is going to be more rundown, Detroit-ish, urban, you know, anywhere USA, older city. And like I said, this guy just does a loop here, around, and which is fine. You know, because I got a couple old DC engines I'll run on here. I don't have too many DC left. Most of them are DCC. But that's this outer track is DCC up top. I'll run 2 trains there. And then these are DC, because you can't do a circuit like this with DCC. This is Azatrax. See right there, Azatrax. Great guy. He's got all the gadgets that you need. So that's who I recommend for that. I built this piece for it, and then there's a mountain I built that goes over it. I haven't printed it yet. And the problem with not printing it when you build it is you forget where you put the files and which files they are. So you gotta do a lot of hunting on your computer to be able to find that stuff. So anyway, that's the update. Thanks for watching.